AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Israeli airstrikes on Gaza killed at least 85 Palestinians overnight. Hamas responded by firing 3 rockets at Israel, no casualties. Charles de Ledesma has more.
Hours later, the Israeli military restored a blockade on northern Gaza, including Gaza City, that it had maintained for most of the war. It warned residents against using the main highway to enter or leave the north and said only passage to the south would be allowed on the coastal road. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have been returning to what remains of their homes in the north after a ceasefire took hold in January. Israel then resumed heavy strikes across Gaza on Tuesday, shattering the truce that had facilitated the release of more than 24 hostages. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Senior military officers from across Europe are meeting outside London to flesh out plans for an international peacekeeping force for Ukraine as details of a partial ceasefire are worked out. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
What we've managed to do is get political momentum, political alignment, if you like, with a number of countries, the so-called coalition of the willing, 30 or so countries. That is good to have that level of alignment and momentum. What we now need to do is turn that political momentum into operational plans.
President Trump signing an executive order this afternoon calling for the dismantling of the Department of Education.
It sounds strange, doesn't it? Department of Education, we're going to eliminate it, and everybody knows it's right. And the Democrats know it's right, and I hope they're going to be voting for it because ultimately it may come before them, but everybody knows it's right.
Home sales rose last month as mortgage rates eased and more homes went on the market. However, rates are up again this week. The average on a 30-year now 6.67%. Jobless claims inched higher last week, and stocks closed lower. The S&P slipped 0.2%, the Nasdaq 0.3%, while the Dow lost 11 points, less than a tenth. This is AP News. A scholar at Georgetown University has been detained by immigration officials. Jennifer King reports it's prompted another legal fight over deportation proceedings against foreign-born visa holders.
In a social media post Wednesday, Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin with Homeland Security said Badar Khan Suri, an Indian national, was accused of spreading Hamas propaganda and promoting anti-Semitism. An ICE database listed his last location as the Alexandria staging facility in Louisiana. Suri's wife, also studying at Georgetown, is the daughter of Ahmad Yousaf, a senior political advisor to the Hamas leadership. Politico reported that masked agents arrested Suri outside his home in Arlington, Virginia on Monday night and told him his visa had been revoked. Suri is a postdoctoral researcher who studies religion, violence, and peace processes in the Middle East and South Asia and wrote his doctorate on efforts to introduce democracy to Afghanistan and Iraq. Jennifer King, Washington.
And I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
Goodness. What day is it today, JJ? It's Friday, baby. Uh-oh. Someone said no audio. It looks like everything's going out. I can see everything. All the levels are going up. Maybe you didn't hear the... Ooh, that would be a shame. Well, we'll figure that out. I'm not sure. You should be able to hear me fine just now, though. Maybe you just didn't hear the AP. Is that it? Well, I think I got it figured out. All right, well, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Good morning. It is Friday. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning here in Saipan, and what a day it's going to be. It's gorgeous. If you haven't stepped outside yet, now is the time. You don't have to put your phone down. You can keep it with you. Don't worry about it. Nobody's going to take it away, promise. 79 degrees outside here today, and it's a beauty. We're going to look at a high near 87 today, and mostly sunny skies. That means there's going to be some clouds, but not too much. There's not even a percentage of a chance of rain. How about that? Winds out of the east, 11 to 14 miles per hour. It looks like it's going to be a perfect day for us today. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. How about the rest of the weekend? Well, we'll tell you a little bit. Tonight we're looking at a low near 76, unless you're one of these mountain people and it's nice and cold up there. It is colder the closer you get up to Top Chow at night, even if it's not breezy. No joke at all. This whole weekend's going to be great. We're looking at carbon copies for Friday, Saturday, Sunday for your 3-day weekend. Monday also is going to be great. And however, they do say it might get up to 88. Ooh, yeah. So it looks like it's going to be a perfect 3-day weekend for everybody. And it starts, well, depends on, maybe you get a bonus day off today from your boss just so you can get a 4-day weekend. But it's going to be a busy one for us for sure, and it should be a lot of fun. This is the best weekend to have a nice break. I'm looking forward to it, especially because we don't even have any soccer going on this weekend. We just get a straight up break from everything. Okay, the kids got soccer. The kids do have soccer, but other than that, we have a nice chill weekend, and it's exactly what we are looking for. So hooray, hooray, hooray for the nice and easy weekend. Well, anyway, we've got a great show lined up for you today. We got a couple of guests coming in. We've got the Commonwealth Women's Association coming in today to talk about their big event on Tuesday. Derek Cutting from Laddie Build Gym is coming in here. Laddie Build 24-hour gym. How late are they open? They're never closed. They are better than 7-Eleven because 7-Eleven doesn't let you get pumped when you walk into their door. No, you can go and use the latest equipment at the latest facility for working out here in the Marianas. You can do that in Chalancanoa. Well, the guy who brought Laddie Built to the Marianas is going to be in studio with us today. And that's a quick turnaround because last night we had Sip Happens with the Marianas Business Network in the back studio, and that was a whole lot of fun. We had Travis Jones from Last Shot Bar. We had Derek Cutting from Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness. We had Samson Shea was in here with us to talk about all the business that he does, but a lot of the products that he has. One of them we've got this morning. We haven't cracked it open yet, but we already peeled it off, and we're going to dive into it, and we'll let you know about it. Samson Espresso. I can't believe that it's done, that he's got his own suppliers, and they work they're for Saipan. Speaking of beverages, though, woo, we'll tell you about that in a second. The other guest that we had on Sip Happens was Dave Gibson, the CEO of IT&E, was in here chopping it up with the boys and talking about what it takes to make businesses work and what the economy's like and what the environment for businesses is like out here. And then it was some great networking. So you can go ahead and watch that because that's still there. And it's still on the page. You can watch it. It's one of the beauties of doing this. You can go on and watch it. And it was a lot of fun to shoot at all that stuff with everybody. And man, it was just a blast. And hopefully you guys got a lot out of it too. And remember, just like this show, and last night, you can call us at 670-789-2323 to let us know, hey, we think you're full of it, Brad. Hey, we like that, Brad. Here, hey, Brad, have you thought about this? Maybe you got a joke. I got a joke for you. We'll start with a joke now, all right? What do you call a pile of cats? What do you call a pile of cats? A mountain. Yes, I can hear your laughter from here. I can also hear the groans. I can hear the groans from here as well. Yes, it is Dad Joke Friday, apparently. And maybe that should be a regular feature. Dad Joke Friday. I got another one. I do have one more. How do cows multiply? How do cows multiply? With a calculator. Oh! Yes. No, of course, I know exactly what I'm getting into by telling those jokes. I know exactly what the reaction is. Yes, John Hatteling, you got it. You were right. Man, I'm telling you, that's at Moo by Moo. You guys, I'm telling you, that is great. That is what I need in my life. Bad jokes, they work for me. Moo by Moo is pretty funny. I definitely like that. All right, so I've got you guys in here. Hey, corny is accurate, definitely. That's what you get. But I want to say good morning to you guys. Eric, thanks for tuning in this morning. Eric Mopnas, Luisa, great to see you. And John Atalig, great to see you this morning too. Bruce Camacho, opening it up by having a little laugh with the jokes. Tobot Castro, my man. Jason Warren, great to see you too. Chris Tomacani, all the way out there in Tacoma, driving at Tacoma. Raina, good morning. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Great to see you. Hey, you guys, today's Friday. Have some fun with it. If you guys have a good joke, I'll take bad jokes too. Give us a call, 670-789-2323. It does feel like I haven't seen you in a year. Same with me. Like with not doing the baseball stuff and moving. My gosh, we're so close. We're so close. But moving is not done yet. And all the big stuff's done, just the little stuff and a lot of little stuff, and getting everything organized, a lot of cleaning, getting everything set up, and things are going to really take shape between now and Monday. There's going to be a lot of progress. I'll feel really good about it. And I didn't get a good answer for this. Is there what softball league is playing on Capitol Hill at night, like weeknights? Like I heard, like it's got to be a league, right? That still can't be the Mayor's Cup. I mean, maybe it is. Is the Mayor's Cup like a full tournament? I thought it was just a weekend tournament. I didn't think it was a full-on league. But I was listening to it a couple nights ago from the old balcony at the new place. You could definitely hear it. But yeah. It's okay. No complaints. No complaints. All right. Well, let's get in. We've got our first guest going to be rolling in here probably just about 5 minutes, and I wanted to show you more about what happened because the president is getting rid of the Department of Education. Now we're going to hear a lot about this. We're going to show you all about this. We're going to show you the whole thing that happened live this morning. It was just before the show. The only thing is that I think it's a bigger piece of a discussion, and we've got our guests coming in here any minute, and I don't want to break that up. But here's the big takeaway. Pell Grant stuff for people who are going to college, totally not affected. The services, they said, for folks who have developmental disabilities are not going to be affected. Like, so folks with like special ed programs and everything, the funding for all that stuff won't be affected at all. So that was the big one. Hey, good morning, Patrick. Thanks for tuning in. Great to see you. So that part is good. We'll listen to the whole thing later because I think if I start playing it now, I think it's going to be just about the time that he rolls in. And then after he's done, the Commonwealth Women's Association will be coming in. Excuse me. And I don't want to miss it. Like I want to make sure that we hit that whole thing and we can really talk about it because it's a little scary, right? You hear about the Department of Education. You'd think it would be one of those things that have been around since the start of the country, but it hasn't. The Department of Immigration, oh my gosh. Department of Education, that's how much coffee I don't have. Let me take a sip. Department of Education started under President Jimmy Carter. And, that was a surprise. I didn't know when it started and when it was founded, but a full-on cabinet level position, a full agency. And one of the talking points that the president makes about that is saying, hey, we spend more per pupil than any country on the planet, but our education levels are woeful. And he cited some things in certain cities and certain areas and certain districts and saying that, we got to do better. And we got to do better than what we have. And he doesn't want to just say it. He's actually doing it by going out there and doing it. How's that going to affect the rest of the funding? I'm not sure. But I want to hear it. I want to hear the whole thing. Excuse me. My goodness. Yawning. That's what happens when you got those shows that go a little bit late. But that's it. Hey, good morning, Tony. Thank you for tuning in. Great to see you as well. Man, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on indeed. By the way, today is it today the Marianas batting cage or batting alley? Isn't that where they've got the Cal Ripken Babe Ruth thing going on today? I believe that is. 2 days ago, they had it over the meeting over at a gym, but today is the day that they're going to do it over there. And I think it was only limited spots, limited to 50 folks for the Cal Ripken Jr. Babe Ruth trip to the batting cages. So you should check that out if that's where you're looking at. If you got some little sluggers, if you want to be a coach, if you want to be a manager, today's the day to bring them down there and check that stuff out. It's really pretty neat. All right, well, we can tell you a little bit about the traffic that we've got going on right now because it's not too bad. Let's take a look outside. Let's go down to the street, and that's it. That is Oleai. You know, traffic is moving. Lots of cones. It is the Commonwealth of the Marianas. As we watch these cars make their way to work, and we'll take a look all around Saipan to let you know where traffic is, where you are, and if it's going to be nicer where you're heading. Well, it's got to be pretty good, so let's find out. Right now, where are we going? There we go. I see it. Let's get over there to the shared screen just so you guys can see it too. I mean, it's one thing if I could see it, but we're talking about for you guys too. Come on now. Where's my little display? Let's get to the maps. There. You want the maps? You can't handle the maps. So Coney. Oh my gosh, Louisa. Yes, that is it. That is the fuel we need. All right, look at that little delay in traffic there. Is that somebody doesn't know how to use the center turn lane? Oh no. No, yellow car, you're ruining it for all of us. That's why we can't have nice things. All right, well, anyway, down to the intersection over here in Oleai. That's the old AK intersection, the former AK intersection. And right now, it's showing all green. And if it looks green and it looks like that, that's not great. At least you know that while there is congestion, it's moving. That's what the green indicates. So it means traffic is at least steadily moving and not slow all over the place. Oh no, the school bus, he's making the big turn. Oh no, and that little black Corolla, fresh from the lagoon, trying to sneak out there also. Anyway, traffic looking good on Beach Road right now, all the way down. We're scrolling down to Suzupi and into CK, where it starts to slow down over there by Mount Carmel. And man, it even looks slow when you're getting in front of Laddie Belt 24-Hour Fitness. The only thing slow over there is the amount of reps that you're doing when you're trying to build some muscle mass there. We're going to hear all about that in about 5 minutes probably. All right, over there by 2 McKean Doy, where it pops out by the post office, it is definitely slow. So if you're trying to get north on Beach Road over there by the post office, it's going to take a little while. Don't be in a hurry. Over there by Hopwood, it is slow as well, as folks are trying to get their kids out of their car and into those fancy new modular classrooms that we heard so much about. Yeah, even all the way, it's bad. It's even slow all the way to Texas Road. True story. All right, Guangdong Hardware. A lot of people have been waiting at that light for a long time, but it's not very far. So you're probably only about 8 cars deep at the most in any direction. And but at least it is moving all the way down Chelan Monsignor Martinez. It looks really good all the way to Shell Dandan. And if you take a left and you're going past the college, yeah, it's going to be a little bit slow. There's a lot of congestion, and it's a little bit slow. And when you take a right from there and you want to go up the hill and get into San Vicente, that intersection where the roundhouse used to be in San Vicente and Dandan, that is definitely slow right now as people are waiting to get through. But the good news is you don't have to worry if you're dropping your kids off over there at San Vicente Elementary School. There's no congestion over there at all. So we're going around checking out the rest of East Drive around the Back Island Road. Cagman looking just fine. And it is slow everywhere from the Valley View Apartments over there by Ifit Drive all the way up to the new Sarah Market. Wow, that is a slow go for folks who are trying to make their way. But it's not like if you're going toward the legislature, you're in good shape. If you're trying to go towards San Vicente, you're going to be stuck behind a bus. That's what it looks like, guys. So if you're wondering what's going on, that's it. You're going to have a little bit of congestion there as you go by the Rodeo Drive of Capitol Hill, by New Sarah Market, Zen U, and Capitol Hill Market. All right, we'll zip all the way down to East Drive at Middle Road, and that looks great. This is like some of the best 7:30 drive time that we have seen in quite some time. A little bit slow over there in front of the MH2 building. And this is where the slowdown begins. The tennis court intersection doesn't look too bad at all. But when you get closer to Orchid Street, which is where Garapan Elementary is, that's where it's slow. If you're trying to head south, there's a whole bunch of folks trying to drop their kids off at Garapan right now. And that's just what you get. That's it. Soda Lower Laundry intersection looking just fine. But it does slow down a little bit when you get over there by the museum in both directions, and then it just gets slow. Middle Road's going to be pretty congested all the way to Gualo Rye and through Gualo Rye, and then it lightens up all the way. It lightens up pretty much until you get to Quartermaster, and then when you get past Quartermaster, then it's starting to bulk up a little bit more too. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That big yellow mass there is what you're going to be looking at here on the screen. And that is your first look at traffic. We covered traffic, we covered weather, and we got you your headlines from the Associated Press. We're going to take a very short break because our first guest, well, he is here, but he just stepped out. But we're going to get him all set up on the camera and on the mic so that we can get that interview started for you. But just be safe out there on the roads, be smart. And let me check your comments real quick. But I'm here for the next couple hours. That's awesome. Tobot says GPPC making people drive like they stole it. Bruce Camacho says, I'm guessing the future Department of Education grant funding will be congressionally appropriated. Hold on, I got to read the comments on the other side, otherwise they jump up. I'm guessing the future Department of Education grant funding will be congressional appropriated into different federal departments for state governments and secondary institutions to apply for. I wonder which federal agencies will get appropriated Pell Grants to administer. Not sure, but that's what we're going to crack into after we're done with our in-studio guests. All right, well, let's do this. We're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we will talk more about what's happening here in the CNMI and all around the world. But we want to hear from one of our sponsors, Laddie Built Gym.
Paradise Dental's giving you the gas. Well, not that kind of gas. You already know that Paradise Dental has the most affordable coverage in the entire Marianas, and now we've got something special just for new customers. And now for a limited time, Paradise Dental is offering free gas vouchers for new signups for their coverage plan. If you sign up for a singles plan, you'll get a $10 gas voucher. If you sign up for a couples plan, that's a $15 gas voucher. And if you sign up for the whole family plan, that's a $20 gas voucher right after your first visit. So hurry down to Paradise Dental and sign up for the CNMI's most affordable dental coverage today. These gas vouchers are limited, and with smiles like these, you know they're gonna go fast. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. It is 7:37 here on a beautiful Friday morning. You're looking live at traffic down there in Olei on Beach Road, and everything looks like it's moving pretty quick. Even that little sparrow in front of the camera looks pretty happy about it, too, as he's giving his own version of Good Morning Marianas. Well, I'm glad that you guys are here, and I hope you guys are too. We have a special treat today because we've got one of our friends in studio to talk about all kinds of cool things and talk about what's going on. He's also one of our sponsors. Oh my goodness. It will only work, though, if I activate his camera. You know, I'll tell you what, that's one of the things about doing this when you set this stuff up and you move it around overnight and everything, and all of a sudden, here we go. Now we got him. He's officially on the screen. You can see him, Mr. Laddieville 24-Hour Fitness himself, Derek Cutting. Derek, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, great to have you. It's even going to be better when I unmute your microphone. So,
thanks. Good morning. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Man, I'll tell you what, those, I don't know what they put in those margaritas, but I know it's the basic ingredients, but they don't skimp on those ingredients.
No, she doesn't. Anytime.
I watched carefully last night while you guys were talking and having a good old time, and I noticed that instead of just drinking the margaritas, you also had some water with you. I think that's the way to go. Because I didn't do that. I didn't have that. And I definitely appreciated that this morning.
Definitely.
Like, where did this headache come? Oh, yeah, that was last night. So, but you're already getting things going in the right direction with Fitness with Water in the morning. Let's crack into a couple of things. But first of all, if you guys don't know Derek already, he is the owner. Would you guys be co-owners? Are you going to call Mrs. Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So co-owner of Laddieville 24-Hour Fitness, founded it here. He's been here for a long time. He's turned it from the initial location just down the street to adding another one in Cagman, then saying that, we need a real permanent home. And you found it, and it's just down the street from us in Chalkanoa. And what a great spot. And you've done a lot in the community. You've done a lot for coaching kids and for different sports and getting people fitness minded. And man, your Marianas adventure has been pretty rich so far.
It has. It's been a good, fun time too.
Well, and you're doing what you want, I hope. I mean, and I think what I just said, a lot of people must know a lot of that. But you also have a passion side that has nothing to do with all that stuff, with like woodworking and everything.
Yeah, so it started during COVID. Honestly, I never really worked with wood before. And then, during COVID, we were all stuck on our phones and bored out of our minds, right? And I started watching these videos of river tables, and I just got obsessed. And then eventually I figured, you know what, I'm just going to try it. So I ordered some resin, found some wood. I have a few friends now that actually plane planks. They store their own wood and can buy planks from them and build all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so now I built the bar top for Tapped Out. There's a table over in the Mango Resort, now Paradiso, I believe. I'm working on one for a client in Guam, so I'll be shipping it to Guam. It's a 7-foot bar top for his really nice executive home. So yeah, it's a good fun side project that I just do to kind of calms me down.
Well, I don't know how you have the time running your business, running your coaching for the kids, and then squeezing that in. That's awesome. Someone just said, Louisa just said, "Can you make me a cornhole set?" So perfect time to take that sip of coffee for that. So but the gym has got to command a lot of your time. That's got to be the I'm guessing that's the main focus.
Main focus for sure. It's our main business, but it doesn't take up all my time. We built a team over the years, so it's not just me. We have 5 regular staff, and then we have an additional 9 trainers. So they're the ones that are really doing the operations. They're the ones that are really, the heroes that are there every day from opening to closing, making sure everything's done the way we've taught them and trained them, and they do a great job. My job is mostly just to keep building it, so a lot of the revenues that we do earn go back into it. Hence, every upgrade we've had over the past 7 years, right? We wouldn't be able to do it if we were just taking the money and using it on fancy cars and big houses. So I just reinvest into that and the community too. We've done a lot of things with donations, and I'm constantly at PSS and doing guest speaking and stuff. So I enjoy it. It's not something I could do if I had a regular 9-to-5 job.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a really cool adventure. I mean, everyone tried to figure out the question you always get as a kid: what do you want to be when you grow up? And
I still don't know.
Yeah. Well, but you're still getting out there and doing it. We also, I'd be remiss I didn't mention he's also a star soccer player. I'm
a star, but I play.
But he's definitely big into it now for the past few seasons. But the last couple seasons we've been able to be teammates, which is pretty cool too. So let's talk about Laddie Built and some of the things that are going on over there. I noticed that you've got, by the way, speaking of Laddie Built, this is one of the things that we talked about these drinks, these protein drinks. We were talking about how much protein you have to have and everything, but this is something from PHI. They've got a kind of a good relationship with you guys, and they said that folks who are members of Laddie Built Gym, if you go in and you want to buy these or any of their supplements, it's 35% off. Do you do a lot of
25? But yeah, we have a partnership with PHI, and any of the members that show your key fob, and you get 25% off any supplements they have, for whether it be the pre-made drinks or protein powder or whatever. So
that's outstanding, right?
It's great.
So I know you had a big Shred and Conquer event that was happening.
Still is.
Yeah, this long.
Almost over.
Yeah, was it like a 2 month? 3 months.
12 weeks. Yep.
And I know that there were the testimonials that each of the competitors, they give their why and all that. But can you tell us about that program and how you think everything's going?
For sure. So we started it the first weekend after the first of the year, because we know families are always gathered around. So the first weekend was the 7th of January, and it was a 12-week challenge. The last weigh-in will be March 29th, next week. So not only are they competing for the biggest fat loss, weight loss, and inches loss at the last weigh-in, but we created mini challenges throughout. So every 2 weeks when they have their check-in weigh-in, there's a mini challenge due. They can choose to do it or don't have to if they don't want to. Mm-hmm. But most have all chosen to participate. So we've had some where it was the most check-ins into classes. So we have about 8 or 9 classes that we offer that are free for members.
Wow.
And when you use our app and you check in, it counts that in our data. So we're able to create a spreadsheet at the end of the 2 weeks and find out who went the most. So they win, Laddie Built towel, some merch from us. We have partnership with Ghost Energy and Marpac. So they got a little kit of different Ghost Energy drinks. They got a 1 month access to our recovery spa, which has the infrared sauna and the ice plunge. So some really cool things. The Y one, though, was about 2 weeks ago. That was probably my favorite one that came out. It wasn't really a physical challenge. It was strictly, why are they doing this competition? What is motivating them to stick to it? And what just brought them to us? And they had free reign. I asked them to all be as vulnerable as they'd like to be. And everyone has some very, very inspiring stories. So that was an awesome way to kind of share their inspiration. Our motto and our logo coincide. The motto is to be the inspiration. So people don't understand or realize sometimes that, you first get in the gym, you're kind of scared and a bit intimidated, which we all were. I was like that when I was younger as well. I totally get it. But then you kind of figure it out. And as you start working out, people start recognizing you going and seeing you go and seeing your transformation. You don't realize it. They might not say anything, but you're inspiring somebody else. And most likely they're going to come in and do the same thing to inspire more. So it's kind of like the pay it forward effect without really knowing it. So that's why we love our motto.
That is great. I haven't heard that. I never asked you about that. And I love it. It's got to be a big thing. I've seen it. I've been inspired by a lot of folks, and their transformations and the amount of work that you have to put in to get something like that. I mean, it is inspiring.
It's not just about the fitness side of it. I mean, just in general in life, right? We tell our son all the time to make good choices. Be the inspiration is so far outside of just the gym. That's just what we want to live by and, train our son by. And everyone that comes in, we want them to understand and follow that as well. Yeah,
you touched on it a little bit, like how some people, they're like, all right, I was going to sign up for a gym. This is the year I'm going to do it. Or they look in the mirror and it's like, finally, I'm doing this. I'm just going to go in and do it. But when they sign up, they walk in, it's like, all right, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start or what to go. I don't know what equipment. I know.
That's normal.
Yeah. I bet they probably okay, at least I could walk on the treadmill and figure it out from
Exactly,
there.
Yep.
So, but you guys have folks there that can help with that.
Absolutely. So when you first come in, you're going to sign up with our front desk staff. Once you finish and figure out what membership you want to go with, we'll give you a tour through the gym, show you where all the different rooms are, the different zones, and then we can set you up with one of our trainers for a free assessment, and that conversation will walk you through some of the machines, show you how to use some of the machines. Following that we have these QR codes that I've never seen any other gym do. I just kind of came up with it one day, and our photographer that we had before had an awesome video set up. So most all of our machines upstairs that look very intimidating, have a QR code. Scan it with your phone, it brings you right to our YouTube video of that exact machine of one of our trainers using it. And then it shows you in the video, within 8-second video, how to use the machine properly, how to adjust the seat, how to adjust the handles, and then use it for your workout. Wow. And when you first sign up, we send out an email to every single new member. That's a basic starting workout that I've created. And then it's like a PDF. And then on that, it tells you what machines to use. And each machine is labeled with a number. So it says Monday, use machine number 3, number 5, number 7 for about 12 reps and 3 sets. And you watch the video on the YouTube and sit down, perform the reps, and you move on. Wednesday, you'll have a different workout, and then Fridays, for example, too. So it's when you first walk in looking at everything, I understand it's completely foreign if you've never been into a gym before. But it's not as bad as you think. And the one thing I want to touch on is that everyone started exactly where you might be in that day one. Every single person. No one was born knowing how to use all the machines, right? So we all learn from each other. I remember when I was younger, playing football in high school, I used to watch the seniors in the gym because they would, probably doing it more better than I was. They were a little more advanced than I was, right? So I'd watch them and then I'd kind of copy on the side of the gym. That's totally fine. People will actually help you out. Just ask for help, and someone that's maybe more advanced than you, who's been there for years, I guarantee they're going to come over and say, hey, that's how you do it. I'll help you out.
That's great. You were, when I went in there, we shot a little video, and you were telling me about the community of the gym itself, like the culture of the gym, and that's something that you could try to sculpt a little bit, but it has to be something that's active from the members.
Organic, yeah.
And you seem really happy with the way it's worked out so far.
I really am. Like I said, I've been to a lot of gyms throughout the mainland, different countries, on travels or where I was living. And you walk into there'd be one like Equinox. It's a very classy, high-end gym. You walk in, and the machines are all the same as ours. There's nothing different, just the colors maybe, right? But the vibe is different. It's very, very bougie. You spend a lot of money to be in there. You have to have like a $200 outfit on, or you're kind of looked down upon. It's really weird, right? And that's not me, If you see me around Island, I'm usually wearing my gym shorts and a tank top or a t-shirt. Like I don't dressed up with a tie and all that stuff, right? But so our culture is not like that at all. And I think it started, honestly, because of the way we started the boot camp, right? It was very intimate. It was a small group of people that asked their friends and their family to join, and it grew and grew. So we were a family that moved forward. Once I opened up the first gym location, they all came over to the first location, and we just grew from there. So here we are now, in CK with our own building, and the atmosphere and the vibe of people. Once you integrate yourself, you have to commit to coming in and actually like being part of it. If you turn around and leave and never come back, you're not going to experience it. But give yourself the opportunity, come in, check it out, spend even a week, work out every couple days, take a break, work out a couple days, take a break. You start to realize that everyone in there is very warming and helpful. So, like I said before, they all started somewhere. And if you're overweight, if you're a female, if you're older, if you're younger, if you're gay, if you're straight, it doesn't matter. No one's going to look at you in a way of, why are you here? Everyone's like, cool, welcome, come on, work out with us.
Yeah, I got that feeling when I walked in. Just like a lot of smiles and people again being welcoming and courteous too, right? Like even the biggest dude who's lifting the biggest weights still super helpful, right?
Fist pumps and
yeah. And he's like, "What were you talking about me?" No. But it's like just the regular folks in there, and even like when we were shooting some video, and like people were even like really courteous about this, and hey, am I in your way? And, no. Do you want to be in it? No. Okay, sure. Like it was a lot of fun. So that place, you have done so much with that place, like from when you first got it. I was excited when you found a permanent home for it, but then to see like the evolution of it, like even just to go and get the whole thing air conditioned and enclosed and everything, but the amount of, like you talked about the reinvestment into it, like you got the cold plunge, you've got the hot sauna, like nobody's got the cold plunge. I mean, you guys have the cold plunge. And that's maybe should we talk about some of the benefits and the different plans and things like that you got?
Sure. So we have 3 different tiers when you first sign up. We have 3 tiers of membership. The first one is a basic, and we created that one because we do have a small community of 24-hour ops type of employees, right? So DPS, the federal agents, those kind of guys, right? They work, they get off at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and before they go to sleep, they want to go to bed like everyone else. I mean, they want to go to the gym, like everybody else. But nobody is usually open at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? But we are. So we created a special tier that's only set hours a day that you can come in, but it's our lowest, cheapest tier, and that way you have access to those certain times. The next tier is the essential, which is what most everyone goes with. That includes a 24-hour gym option or the access, plus classes are all free as well. That's what that was kind of what we had from the beginning, which kind of became the middle tier. And then we added a third tier. So the high-end tier at Letty Built is now it's called the Elite membership. And the Elite includes not only everything the Essential does, which is 24-hour access, your free classes, but then you also get 24-hour access to the recovery room, the recovery spa, which is the infrared sauna, the cold plunge. You get 10% off all merchandise, smoothies, anything in our merch shop is 10% off for all Elite members. You get towel service, so you get a free towel to use every time you come in to use the sauna. You get a free locker, so you can keep a lock on your locker 24 hours for the duration of your membership. So that way you can keep your soap in there, keep your shoes in there, whatever you want to do, and you don't have to take it out every day and always carry a bag in. So there's definitely benefits for that tier. And we also offer now a dual membership, which is offered for all 3 tiers, and that's for husband and wife, brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, doesn't matter. It's basically 1 payment a month that's discounted, but you get 2 keys. So a lot of times people want to come in and they want to bring their wife in, but the price may be a little bit too high for them to have 2 people. So we've come down to a much more manageable price for 2 people, and now they can actually join and go together.
Wow, that's great. Excuse me. And you also came up with something that nobody else is doing too, with regards to making those payments, right? It's not, you don't even have to just pay in one shot. Right.
So now, in the past, we've always had a monthly payment or an annual payment. You pay the whole thing up front, or you pay the monthly as it goes on the first every month. But we started noticing, our economy is rough right now. We talked about it during the podcast. Everyone's feeling it. So just created another way to make it easier for everyone to be able to come in and join. So now we have bi-weekly payments. So the bi-weekly payments, it's again automatically deducted from your card, just like our regular payment system. But it's obviously half, or a little bit less than half actually, than the full month. So every 2 weeks, on the day that you sign up, say it's like a Tuesday. So every other Tuesday for the duration of your membership, you get deducted your biweekly payment. It's easier for everyone to manage, and they don't have to worry about like saving up and paying rent or paying the gym membership. Now it's, you know, an easier payment to be able to maintain throughout the month.
So you make it easy for people to get in there by being open all the time, and you make it easier for people to make the payments. You're open 24 hours a day. You got free classes when you're a member at that, you know, the essentials and above. And man, it's pretty exciting. We're on your website now. We're letting people check it out, and it's scrolling through all of your the personal trainers that are available and everything. A great website, by the way.
Thanks. Can you pull up IG by chance on there, or?
Yeah, we can. Let's do it.
Because that'll show, you can show the most updated price list, and that you can get an idea of it.
Here we go. Magic. All right, you're in the right place.
So that first one right there.
All right.
All right, so these are the different tiers that we offer. I mentioned the basic, essential, and elite. And you see there the different hexagons. There's the solo person, single, by yourself. There's the dual. There's the bi-weekly for both those options. So you can pick and choose. And they each kind of explain what each one comes with.
Wow, yeah, that's great. I mean, so the basic, you said that's the set hours. These are for folks that only like a certain amount of time, right? Except for Sunday. Sundays, you got the whole day, right?
Yeah, full day Sunday.
So it's basically 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on for the morning-ish, when the sun is up. And the overnighters, they got from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. to go in there and knock out their workout.
So basically like during lunch or in the middle of the night if you're a overnight worker.
Yeah, and wow, it's got to be the lowest price out. I mean, like $20, $21 every other week is pretty awesome. So, but then the essential, this is the one that you're saying that most folks are actually going with because you get the full intro to the gym like you were talking about. You got your 24/7 gym access. That's the big one for me. I think that's great. I didn't know that the classes were free with that.
Yeah, they're all included.
That's incredible.
They've always been ever since the boot camp.
Man, so like that would be another thing because a lot like usually you would think that you have to pay to get into those special classes and everything. So
we keep it all enrolled for a reason. Again, going back to intimidation, right? When you first come in, you don't know how to use machines, but just show up to one of the classes. Look at our list. You can bring it up now. Go to the next slide in Instagram. You'll see our schedule. Oh, sorry, not the actual
gotcha.
Main picture. There you go. So there's a schedule. Look at the different titles. Find one that might interest you. Show up. You don't have to think. Just follow along with the instructor. We have all certified instructors that lead all of our classes. They already have it planned out for that day. You show up with other like-minded individuals that want to work out, get fit. They might be new. They might not be. They might be there for a while. Or been going to that class for a while, and you start making some friends. It's a pretty cool atmosphere because you're always seeing the same people usually every class because they enjoyed that class, and now you're making friends. Maybe hanging out outside. You're coming and meeting up for a class, and you don't have to think. You just show up, and they have all the equipment ready for you, and you just gotta go along with what he's or she's instructing.
I love it. So you got James Lee's got the club. Is that like
5 a.m.
club?
5 a.m. club.
5 a.m. club.
So he's the earliest class that we offer because James has a very busy schedule himself.
Wow.
That's the only time he can commit is 5 a.m. He's there at 4:40 to get himself set up and get ready, and then his members show up, and he's done by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and he's at work.
Wow. What kind of stuff are they doing at 5 o'clock?
James mixes it up. So he's very big into functional fitness, and he's a endurance athlete too, right? So he does do a lot of the high intensity type of workouts, but he definitely will bring it down, scale it down for those that are just starting. And every class will. So if you're brand new to the gym and you've never worked out and don't know how to do any of the movements that the class is having you do, just ask the trainer before you start the class, and they'll scale it down to a more manageable rep count or weight, whatever that actual exercise is going to be about.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you got an intro to strength. That looks like a great one. Little Laddie's Boot Camp. What is that?
That's for all our kids on island. So it's a 1 hour class where the kids come in, and Coach Mike will create a boot camp for them, and he makes it fun, right? So we have the whole turf area. We've got some medicine balls they can throw around. We have some plyo boxes they like to climb on top of and jump off of. We have some hurdles they run over and cones they run around, and it just makes it fun for the kids to get into fitness. Excuse me. So a lot of the kids and people's children that have watched their parents come to the gym, they mimic what we do, right? And they're being inspired by their parents, and they want to do something. So this is a way that the kids can work out and start to get into fitness. And as they get a bit older, then they can actually start going to the other classes as well. So my son does barbell class. He's been learning the overhead snatch from Ant and Jolo. He goes to spin class. He rides the bike for not the full hour, but he does about 30 minutes of the spin class. So we want to encourage and inspire our children to also be healthy at this age, right? At their age now. Not when they're 60 years old and having medical problems and it's too late to start, right? So it's a great way for the kids to come together, and they're making friends with each other. I know so-and-so, they're in my class, right? So yeah, it's a fun class.
Sounds like it. And you got K1 boxercise with Kier. You got yoga with Kate.
So the Kier, the K1 class, I don't know if anyone knows this, but we have a actual octagon, MMA octagon inside the gym. So part of Kier's class is we have heavy bags. He works on technique, boxing, kicking, and then you can spar inside the actual cage. So it's a pretty cool addition. No other gym has an octagon that's open to use for anybody.
Right. Which is awesome. So yoga, which
yoga
is
just
cool.
changed to 5 p.m. So now she's really starting to get more traction in the afternoons. And that's awesome. That's a great class to be able to, stretch out, get some strength, and everyone knows. They've heard of yoga, I'm sure, right? But, yep.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule that you got and thinking about, where everybody is in the gym during all those different times. Then you got Barbell Club. That sounds like what is Barbell Club?
It's basically a cross between CrossFit and Olympic lifting. So it's a class designed around Olympic lifts mostly, but they incorporate CrossFit like WODs. So it's a fun class too.
Well, and then right after that's done, Jolo's got double duty. He's got the boot camp right after that. And is that something that people who are just starting off should think about? Or what is the boot camp?
Yeah, the boot camp's not similar to what I used to run in the park. So more body weight movements. We have, the kettlebells and medicine balls and the rowers. And so he incorporates like a more high intensity to kind of get your blood flowing type of movement. What was the previous one before? Jolo. So
yeah.
Antoinette usually runs our barbell class, but she's getting ready for the Pacific Games coming up. So she had to concentrate on her own training. So in the meantime, while she took a break from instructing, Jolo's taking over her class. Now he's running the two classes at the temporary time.
Well, that's awesome. And so is she. We're hoping that she can bring back some hardware.
Yeah.
Yep. She's just super cool. And then the last one we got is Spin with Josh.
Mm-hmm. So Spin's an awesome class. I don't know if I've seen some videos that have been in that. Maybe find something on Instagram. But we have really cool lights in that yoga/spin studio. And they're strobing different colors, and the music's bumping. There's its own sound system inside that studio. And Josh is super high energy, so he's always pushing everybody and pumping, the energy up, and everyone's starting to really love the spin class.
Here's at least a bunch of people on spin bikes. It's not a video, but looking to see if I could find something as I'm scrolling through your IG. But everything you see in there, you can see that people look like they're really enjoying themselves. And do people ever walk away feeling bad after a workout? I'm guessing no.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, you release all those endorphins and
you feel accomplished. You do something good for yourself. Even if it was not the best workout, there's times where we walk in and you're just not in the mood that day, and you're kind of slow or tired. But you push yourself through it, do the best you can, and at least you accomplished it and didn't go home and say, nah, I'm not going to skip today.
Well, it looks great. I'm excited about it. One second. Hold on. I just want to make sure somebody sent me all this info. There are definitely people who are interested in getting on with you over there. And, what's the number for folks who want to call if they want to get more information?
670-235-2265.
And it's really easy to find in case you can't remember that. Just go find them on Instagram. You can find them at Laddie Built Gym Laddie Built 24 Gym, and that's one. Here, let's just click on that link and pop that on there for you guys in the comments. And then, yeah, good morning. Good morning to you too, Sophia. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so that's going to be in the comments now. You can see the link to the Instagram. So go ahead and follow them on Instagram and find out what you could do to become a member over there at Laddie Built 24-hour fitness, and you can go anytime you want, pretty much. That's what you do. I love that. It's such a great feature that you can go anytime. Like, you can't make an excuse, I don't have time anymore.
Quick caveat is that the staff is there from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. weekdays, Saturdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., no staff on Sunday. You do have to go during staff hours the first time in order to enroll, get your key programmed, and make your payment. Mm-hmm. Once you have your key, then 24 hours, you now are a member, and it's members only for 24 hours.
That's great. And no sneaking people in there. You'll lose your privileges.
Oh, we have a special system that maps and reads every single person that comes to the door. And if you have 2 people walk through, it reads it and alerts us in the morning. And you get 1 warning. The next one is a $200 fine. The 3rd time, we're terminating your key and you'll never come back again. So
don't try to be slick. Just go in there and try and get fit. Well, that's what we got. Any last shots you want to give? Any comments, acknowledgments, anybody?
No, I just appreciate being on the show, and thanks. It was a great time.
Well, it was great to have you here. I'm really thankful that that you guys that we get to partner on a lot of cool stuff, and that you get to you do all this cool stuff, and we kind of get to be in that orbit. It's kind of neat.
Well, see, the cool stuff is that people see me doing, right? But in reality, it's a team that does it all. My wife right now is running around doing a bunch of errands. She's like my admin professional because I'm very unorganized. So she keeps me organized, keeps it going, keeps the bills paid, keeps everyone happy. And then I just build. And I'm more in the limelight than she is. She doesn't like the limelight. So
that's awesome.
Without her, it wouldn't be much of anything.
That's the better half.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in. We're going to take a real quick break, and then we're going to get into some of the stuff that we've got coming up. We've got Commonwealth Women's Association in the house, and we're going to hear more about what's going on. So you guys, don't go anywhere. We're not leaving. We're just going to go take a real quick break. We'll see you just after this. Paradise Dental's giving you the gas. Well, not that kind of gas. You already know that Paradise Dental has the most affordable coverage in the entire Marianas, and now we've got something special just for new customers. And now for a limited time, Paradise Dental is offering free gas vouchers for new signups for their coverage plan. If you sign up for a singles plan, you'll get a $10 gas voucher. If you sign up for a couples plan, that's a $15 gas voucher. And if you sign up for the whole family plan, that's a $20 gas voucher right after your first visit. So hurry down to Paradise Dental and sign up for the CNMI's most affordable dental coverage today. These gas vouchers are limited, and with smiles like these, you know they're gonna go fast.
All right, CNMI, welcome back. It is 8:12 in the morning here. It's a beautiful Saipan day. You're looking live at Beach Road in Oleai as traffic is moving and grooving. I mean, even the driver of that excavator is cruising down the roads, no problem. It is gorgeous outside. We are looking at another beautiful day, but the whole beautiful weekend. We've got a current temperature of 82 degrees at the Saipan International Airport, and we're looking at a high of 87 today with a nice breeze, and that's the story of the entire weekend. Tomorrow, same thing. Sunday, same thing. Oh, and Monday, your bonus day, it's going to be burning up because it's a high near 88. Look, we've got a great weekend coming up, and then next week, we're going to be cutting right into big stuff, and we're going to hear about it right now because we have another special guest in studio with us. Who gets this life? I get it because I'm so lucky. We have from the CNMI Women's Association, Becky Metau. Becky, thanks for being here this morning.
Yes, good morning, Brad. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to share about our upcoming summit. I am so excited. The planning has been coming together very nicely, and we are here because we definitely want to encourage all our women and all the allies and supports of women to be joining us on Tuesday for our summit. Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm so grateful that you're here. Carm put us together and got all this going, and it couldn't be cooler. And I got to talk to Lay and everybody, and so let's start with the CNMI Women's Association. Can you tell us about what you do, what's the mission, and all that, and how you got involved too?
Yes, I would love to. Again, thank you for giving us the platform to be able to share about our nonprofit organization. So to start, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands Women's Association, also known as CWA, it was established in 2011, so we are going on 12 years now. We're 12 years old. It was founded by the late Felicidad Tio Gomero. She was the founder of the association, and really, I'm going to read just off the website what the goals were for the association. And it shows here: promote healthier lifestyles for women and families of the CNMI, provide more free and accessible employment trainings to families in need, develop cultural programs to protect cultural practices, promote business and entrepreneurship amongst CNMI women, identify ways to lead in one's family, work, community, and to include those leadership positions in the political arena. It is a lot that obviously is being noted as the goals, and really the mission is to elevate, inspire, and really accelerate all the women in the CNMI. We want everybody to rise up, really, is what the goal is in every aspect of life. Because we know that women are very important in our lives, and I appreciate our speaker earlier who was sharing that his wife takes care of a lot of things and he just has the vision and she's the one who puts everything together. That is definitely a testament of the kind of women we have in the CNMI, and that's what we want to continue to push forward for. Really taking care of our women, but also reminding our women that we have the power to do so many things.
Oh, yeah. Well, the women give us the power to do our own things, too. We couldn't do them without you guys. But this kind of organization, though, I think does a lot for folks. And I know you're going to be the expert in it, but just making sure that people feel the appreciation of what they're able to do and their value, their worth, and stuff like not letting people push you around, or not let people give you that kind of emotional stress that that you don't need. And that's the understatement of it.
Yes. And I appreciate that you bring that up. I also come from a mental health background, so I am all about balancing everything that we have. And as women, we do carry a lot, and I don't think that's being biased. There's a lot of things that we take care of, from making sure that our families are taken care of. And in today's day and age, we have working women. So there's not just women who stay home and take care of the children and clean the house and prepare dinner and whatnot. Now the women are working, so there's more load on the women, and that's why we really stress, even in the mental health field, about balancing all of that, because things need to be done, yes. Women can do everything, yes, but it doesn't mean that women have to do everything. That's the reason why we have supports and partners and associations such as the CNMI Women's Association to remind us that what we're doing is right? We are going at the right pace, at the right speed, but we always have to remember where we're coming from and what our goal is, what we're trying to accomplish at the end. Yes.
So you've got that background. What brought you into the association then?
Great question. I have been a part of the association more on the back end. I'm related to the founder, Ms. Felicidade Ogumero, so that's my connection to the association. And being a woman and a young woman at the time when the association was first started, I definitely agreed with the mission. I definitely agree with the mission and the vision and the goals that were laid out for the association, and I said, why not support it? Right, so I know that one of the CNMI Women's Association office is actually located in Capitol Hill, those government buildings near like the PSS section. I don't know the house number by heart, but when they first did the opening of that, I was also the MC with the ribbon cutting, and our guest speakers were there, and it was so beautiful. And it's being able to see what our women, as I was growing up, how hard our women were working, and I wanted to be able to contribute to that. Because now I'm a mother, and I see other mothers around me, and I want to make sure, again, that we're all on the same page of what we're working towards, but also not forgetting about ourselves. Because I think that's also one of the things that, as a woman, I feel challenged by, is having to cater to everybody and make sure that the kids are well, my partner is well, my work is well, my community is well. But I always have to remember to look back, look in the mirror, and say, am I well? That's really my goals, to make sure that everything is kind of balanced. But that's kind of how I got into the association. And very recently, I don't know if the word is invited to be a board of director for the CNMI Women's Association. So hugs, that means so much to me to be given this opportunity. And so I'm so excited to be here to share about the summit that we have coming up. Yeah.
So wonderful.
Yeah.
But how about that summit? What are some of the things that people can hope to enjoy while being there, and what can they learn from and everything?
Yes, I am going to read the lineup because I know a lot of people are very, very eager. What is the agenda looking like, so we know what's going on? So I'm going to read a little bit of what's going on. The summit, the 11th Annual Women's Summit, is scheduled for Tuesday, March 25th, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Multipurpose Center in Susupi. Check-in begins at 7:30. And if you aren't able to make it in person, I do want to share that you are able to tune in live. You can do it right from your office, right from your home. If you're still dropping your children, you can do it right in your car. And that is going to be accessible through the Marianas High School Facebook page, as well as the Island Image and Motion YouTube channel. And let me just make sure I'm saying that right. Yes,
we know those guys really well.
Yes. So they're going to be assisting us with the going live. So shout out to Jojo Alipuzo and his team. Let me share a little bit about what to expect. Our agenda is starting. Oh, here you go. Okay. So we will be having check-in and registration starting at 7:30. The event itself is from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock noon. Refreshments and lunch will be provided. We will be starting with the CWA history and board member introduction, followed by some welcoming remarks by one of CNMI Women's Association's advisors. And then we have some awesome speakers lined up, such as the Honorable Kimberlyn King-Hines, our U.S. delegate of the Northern Mariana Islands.
Wow.
Yes, Ms. Tracy Guerrero, the general manager of Atkins Kroll Saipan. I have a nice long list.
You do. Oh my God, you're already hitting with all stars there.
Yes, Ms. Patricia Coleman from NMC Cree. She will be also one of our presenters, followed by Ms. Hannah Shai, who is actually a PhD candidate.
Wow.
And she is a woman of the Marianas, so we're so excited to know that she'll be there to talk about nutrition and health policy. We'll have Ms. Lynn Tenorio from the Commonwealth Cancer Association, Ms. Vivienne Sablon from DYS also speaking. Ms. Remy Moffness and her team will be sharing a little video. Unfortunately, they weren't able to join us for the summit on Tuesday, so they will be tuning in via video for everyone present. We will also have I'm gonna try my best to share this, Kanyadan Guinaifi, and that is with Ms. Shannon Sasamoto and April Repecki, followed by a nice panel discussion about women advancing economic development with Edith De Leon Guerrero, Sonia Pangilinan Danko, and Marilyn Marin. So we have a whole thing lined up, and of course we're going to be able to see and hear from our board of directors president and our vice president, who will be doing the introduction and also the closing of the event. And that's kind of what we have going on.
This is so cool. So like, and I'm listening to all the names and all the people that you brought up. I'm like, these are all really accomplished folks. Like, this is going to be such a great opportunity. I can't wait to be there. Like, I'm excited to hear what everyone has to say.
Yes, me too. And I think the beauty of it is, aside from the presenters that we have, and like you said, there are already women ahead in our economy, right? We will have exhibitors who will be present, whether they're small businesses. They're going to be present and sharing some of the services that they offer, whether it's goods or intangible service. They're all going to be there too, to share with. Really, they're all women-led, women entrepreneurs, and we want to be able to highlight that during the summit.
This is wonderful, and I'm going to be in like the best place in Saipan on Tuesday for all of this. And so again, the check-in is early. You want to get there early for this, and you want to get there early because parking is going to be interesting.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are going to go and want to be a part of this stuff. It's great that you're going to be doing this live streaming as well, so people will be able to watch it no matter where they are.
Yes.
And boy, this is just going to be great. And I'll reach out to JoJo as well and say, hey, you could use our platform, throw it out there too, so it can have a bigger reach.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much for offering that. I would love that. We would love that, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was great. So it's going to be great. So that's this Tuesday. It's going to be at the Multipurpose Center. Something like this has to cost a whole lot to get into, right?
I wish I could tell you the details on that, but I am not privy to that. I will say it's definitely a team effort. We do have our board of directors who have been working hard over the last couple of weeks to get things in order. We do have partners in our community, people who have volunteered their time, other government and non-government agencies supporting the cause. So we're really thankful, and shout out to every single one of them, whether you're printing the banner for the summit or doing something bigger or laborious like bring in chairs. We definitely appreciate every single one who has contributed.
No, but I mean, like, to listen to all those people coming in, like, the price of admission has to be really high, right?
Oh, yes, it is. It is completely free for our community.
That's awesome. It's free. That's the best price ever.
Yes.
Free 99. So we got this, and man, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be outstanding. And so is there anything that you are looking forward to most out of it, from the whole thing?
Good question. Is there anything I'm looking forward to the most out of everything? I really want to hear the feedback from the women who are present and the women tuning in live. I want to hear what they have to say about what's being provided. Is this the area that they're wanting to hear about? Are they wanting to see exhibitors and panelists and presentations that are going to be shared? Are we hitting it on the bullseye? That's truly that's what I'm wanting to hear, because it's always important to evaluate the things that we're doing in our community to see if it's worth it. Are we doing things to be busy, or are we doing things because there's purpose to it? And I would love to see that, the response that we get from our community, especially our women that are present and tuning in live, that is exactly that. I want to know that we're hitting it on the bullseye, and we're never going to know until the event actually happens. So that's really exciting for us, and that's going to help us plan forward for the rest of the summits that we have.
This is our first time meeting.
Yes.
We haven't met before.
Correct.
And it's so illuminating listening to you speak about this. You are going to be, I've got a few years on you, I would say. But I think that's fair to say. But your approach to this, what you just said, was it's so insightful about who you are and what you do. Are we doing this to be busy, or are we doing this to be purposeful? So many people should look at everything that they do from that perspective, and it's so refreshing to hear it. you seem wise beyond your years. Like, you know, that is so great.
Thank you. And you know, I think it always has to go back to me as a woman, me as a mother. I can't just keep doing anything and everything. It has to have purpose, because that's my energy that's being used. You know what I mean? So I have to manage what I do so that, you know, if I'm focused on something, I'm truly putting everything into it, rather than, you know, spreading out everything and being so extremely busy. But there's really, I don't know what the goal is with that, at least for myself. But yes.
Wow. And now you said that you're a mother as well.
Yes.
So how many children do you have?
I have 2 children under 3.
Oh my gosh.
They are they give me life.
They definitely keep you active, I'm
Yes.
sure. We were in that 2 under 2 phase, and then, you know, as they got older, it turns out they eventually think for themselves.
Yes.
And they do stuff on their own.
Yes.
But 3, that's that wild spot. Well, they're safe, but they're mobile. You got to stay
yes.
on your toes for them.
Exactly. So kind of piggyback off Mr. Derek's presentation earlier, I also woke up nice and early today to get my exercise in with the Strong. I don't know if you heard of Jocelyn Itibus. She was also on our panel last year for the 10th Annual Women's Summit, sharing about the program that she's really created from the ground up. I'm a part of that now, and I always give myself a pat on the back when I have to wake up at 4 o'clock to make it down there at 5:30.
So wait, tell me about this. This sounds great.
Yes, it is a strong program that's focused on strength and growth. The coaches, Miss Jocelyn Itibus and Miss May, she's gonna kill me. I forgot what her last name is. Her name is Coach May, but Jocelyn Itibus is the founder, and she created a whole gym right outside her house. And this is where women come together.
You talking about May Guerrero?
Yes, May Guerrero. And so her, together with Miss Jocelyn, they really host women to get together, and they do strength training.
Okay, so I didn't know that's what it's called, but
Yes.
I've seen May's Instagram stuff and
Yeah.
her posts about
Yeah.
it. And that facility looks great.
Yes, it is amazing. It's only my 2nd cycle there, and I do want to stress that, you know, I learned about it through the 10th Annual Women's Summit, I must say, because Ms. Jocelyn and myself were both speakers for last year's event, and that's how we got connected. And so that's exactly what I mean. For the women who are going to be present during the summit on Tuesday, start registering, or tuning in live. This is the opportunity to connect with other women, whether they're creating their own business or supporting something else. This is where you're going to be able to see what is available in our community through, again, small businesses like exhibitors or speakers who are sharing how they're leading an entire corporation and how you can be a part of that.
I love this. So I love that group because when I've seen those clips,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not just open, right? It's a women's thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
focused on women, and it's women working out together
Mm-hmm.
and supporting each other, being supportive. You can feel so much energy off of those videos.
Yes.
Like, it looks just like a happy place to be. And May is awesome. I'm a big fan of hers for a long time. We used to work together.
Awesome.
And man, she's just great. So that's at Jocelyn's.
Yes.
Okay. So that is just great stuff. I asked her, I'm like, where's that gym?
Yes.
I mean, because it looks so cool.
Yes.
Like, you're outside too. Like, just,
It is. Sorry, Brad, it's exclusive.
I know. I'm not allowed in exclusive cool clubs, and I wouldn't want to be a member of an exclusive club that would even allow me in there. Right? So it sounds really cool,
Yes.
and it looks really great, and that's a perfect. You're just saying it right there. That it's a perfect example of what folks can get out of this summit happening this weekend.
Definitely.
Or next week, not this
Yes.
weekend. Man, so that's it. So people are going to be off on Monday, all the government types, because it's Commonwealth Covenant Day on Monday. And so on Tuesday, the back to work day, it's going to start at 8 o'clock to 12. Local things usually have some chow. Is there going to be vendors or anybody out there?
Yes, we definitely want to make sure that our women are fed and everyone who's attending. So there will be some refreshments that's available for our community to enjoy. Again, it's a free event, so we welcome everybody to come by. The refreshments that we're giving out are also free. Lunch will be provided. All we ask is that people register in order to join us. I will be able to send you the Oh, you have it up. Thank you so much. And also, so people that are watching the show, you guys can go ahead and register or tune in live. But yes, there will be food that's going to be provided.
You got me at food. I mean, everything else sounds amazing. Seeing some folks in the comments. What I love, this is from PJ. She's off island, out there in the mainland. She's like, listening to what you were saying, she was talking about you. She said, she's one of those that we need in the government.
Aww.
Yeah. So
thank you.
Yeah. I got Lay in there. She talking about giving all the info in the comment section. So I know we've got it on the screen, but all the info for the event is in the comment section as well. Here's a question that came in. It says, this is overall like CWA. It's like, how is the organization being affected by the economy? Do you guys feel anything different because of the current situation in the economy?
Great question. I want to say that I think everyone, whether you're a part of an association or an individual, is affected by the economy. But the nitty-gritty details I'm not able to really share about. As I shared, I am a new board of director with the association, so we haven't really gotten into the nitty-gritty. We've been really planning and focusing on the summit, so yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not able to. We're able to get back to you with an answer if that's helpful, but I'm not able to share too much about that.
No, these are just some of the viewers with some questions that they're interested in about it. Everybody's got different interests, and that might be for that. But for the overall organization itself, though, it looks like that may be one of the topics that gets come up. It might be one of those things that gets networked when all these women get together. And now, anybody can go to this. This is not just women to watch, right?
Correct.
Anybody's allowed to go in and check it out. You can't join that gym, but you can definitely enjoy this experience and really feed off of this energy and this information that's going to be shared with everybody.
Yes, that's correct. It's open to everybody, both in person and live. Anyone can participate. We encourage everybody so that you also get a feel and an understanding of a women's perspective. I think that's important.
Yeah, half of the population, yes, you should absolutely want to have as much of the other half's perspective as possible. But I love that you guys put this together. I love that it's happening and that I get to be a small part of it. Well, you guys did all the work. I'm just going to be the guy in front of a microphone.
That is huge, and I do want to share that. Thank you so much, Brad, for agreeing to be our MC on Tuesday at our summit. It takes a lot to be surrounded by many women, so I appreciate your drive to say, yes, I'll be there to lead the way as our MC. So thank you so much for agreeing to that.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of it. I mean, you guys, asking me to do it was that like, ooh, you guys made me feel pretty fancy now. Of course I'll do it. Absolutely. Well, good luck with everything. Anybody you want to acknowledge or give a shout out to anyone?
Definitely. The CNMI Women's Association, the entire board and advisor. Shout out to you guys for really putting the planning together. And we are going to make it happen on Tuesday. We're going to execute that. And of course, to all our partners and our supporters, our volunteers who have put in some time to make this a reality. There's a lot of planning that got into it. And there's going to be a lot of resources that are needed that have already been coming through. So we really thank our community for stepping up and supporting and really helping us make this a reality. It's not possible without all our partners, the directors, the advisors, you, and our entire community again, right? We can't do this alone, and so we really want to shout out every single person from our new president, vice president, the rest of the officers, and really all the women in the CNMI. It is Women's Health Month, so if you came from a woman or you are a woman, we're celebrating you today.
If you came from a woman, all you guys who were just hatched, you're not included, but everybody else, you're on.
Yes.
I love it. Thanks for being great and coming over this morning. My day is going to be fueled with a lot more energy. You raised the bar for me today, Becky. This is great. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for having an event like this. And we'll see you on Tuesday.
Yes, thank you so much again for the opportunity to share about our summit. And again, we encourage everybody to join us. Come on down, multi-purpose, 8 to 12 o'clock on Tuesday the 25th, and registration starts at 7:30. Thank you again. Brad, for our opportunity to share today.
Thank you. All right, so that's Becky. We're going to talk to her a little bit as she makes her way out. We're going to come back. We're going to talk more about the topics that we didn't get to yet today, and we got big stuff too. The Department of Education stuff is going to be kind of a massive one. All right, so but what we'll do right now, before we throw a few more commercials, is that we're going to get you the latest update from the Associated Press, providing us with a little bit of a different perspective of what's happening around the world and the mainland. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
President Trump signed an executive order calling for the dismantling of the Department of Education.
We're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs, and this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do, and it's going to work. Absolutely, it's going to work, and I can tell you from dealing with the governors and others in the state, they want it so badly. They want to take their children back and really teach their children individually. Probably the cost will be half, and the education will be maybe many, many times better.
The White House says the department will not close completely right now, retaining critical functions such as managing student loans and Pell Grants. A federal judge is blocking the Department of Government Efficiency from Social Security systems that hold personally identifiable data. Labor unions and retirees have requested an order limiting DOJ access. In Gaza, local officials say overnight airstrikes by Israel killed at least 85 people. Hamas fired 3 rockets in response, its first since Israel ended the ceasefire. Joseph Krause has more.
Hamas is weaker and more isolated than it's been at any point in the war. Lebanon's Hezbollah, which traded fire with Israel during the first year of the war, was forced to accept a ceasefire after most of its leaders were killed in Israeli strikes last year. Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels have renewed their missile strikes on Israel, but their military capabilities are very limited. Israel seems to be fully aware of the changed context. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, said in a statement Wednesday that if Hamas does not release all the hostages and leave Gaza entirely, then Palestinians can expect, quote, complete destruction and devastation.
Top military officers from across Europe are meeting outside London planning an international peacekeeping force for Ukraine, and the Taliban has freed an American man abducted while traveling in Afghanistan more than 2 years ago. This is AP News. Seth Sutel has the AP Markets Report.
Stocks edged lower on Wall Street after giving up an early gain. The mixed trading came as traders remain unsettled about policy changes underway in Washington under President Trump. The S&P 500 fell 0.2% after flipping between modest gains and losses throughout the day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 11 points. That's less than 0.1%. The Nasdaq Composite lost 0.3%. Accenture sank 7%. Investors are worried the professional services company could lose government contracts as Elon Musk leads efforts to cut federal spending. Seth Sutel, New York.
The National Association of Realtors reports home sales are still down from a year ago, but they increased 4.2% from January to February, easing mortgage rates and more properties on the market, encouraging buyers. Rates are up this week, the average on a 30-year now 6.67%, and a slight increase in jobless claims last week. I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
March 21st, 1965. Civil rights demonstrators led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. begin a march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. It happens weeks after marchers pushing for black voting rights in the South are attacked in Selma. The marches lead to the passage of the Voting Rights Act months later. 1960. In South Africa, police fire on a crowd of blacks in what becomes known as the Sharpeville Massacre. Some 70 people are killed, more than 180 wounded during this bloody chapter in that country's apartheid years. 1989. Randall Dale Adams is released from a Texas prison following a dozen years behind bars for a crime he did not commit. Adams's conviction for killing a police officer was overturned after the documentary The Thin Blue Line challenged the evidence. And 1685. Composer and organist Johann Sebastian Bach is born in Germany. Today in history, March 21st, Ross Simpson, The Associated Press.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. Got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Assure you, it is not that dark. I definitely, it was so bright I had to change the exposure. Some clouds rolled back over, and so it looks a lot darker outside. It's not that bad outside, I promise you. It is a lot brighter. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Well, wasn't that just delightful? My goodness, what a great visit that we had from Becky Metow in studio with the CNMI Women's Association, letting us know everything that's going to be coming up next Tuesday. And we hope that you guys will join us for sure. All right. So now this normally would have been the lead of what we talk about and everything. But because we had so many guests coming on this morning, we weren't able to get to this till now. But this is what I think the big story of the day is about what the President of the United States just did with the Department of Education. We'll end up making a clip about it and everything like that, but this is the announcement that the President made, is signing an executive order to basically get rid of the Department of Education. Now, your mind's gonna race, it's easy to do that, but one of the things that, the takeaways that we did hear earlier about it is that everything involved with the Pell Grant is still going to be in place, and all the benefits for kids with developmental disabilities will still be in place. These things are not going to be affected at all. That came, as part of the speech. But I want to bring this to you guys so you can watch it for yourselves. First, you can make your own decision what you think about it. But I mean, this is it. I mean, this is the big news of the day. The Department of Education, which was founded, I think, 1979. About to go away through the swiping of a pen. So we're going to bring this to you now.
Well, thank you very much.
This was from this morning, just before the show.
Thank you very much, everyone. And I'd like to start by saying that our country is doing very well. Things are, as you can see, doing quite well. Please sit down. Before we begin, I just want to announce that I signed a proclamation a few moments ago honoring the 250th anniversary of Patrick Henry's famous speech to the Second Virginia Convention, in which he declared very well-known, very famous words, "Give me liberty or give me death." Has anyone heard the phrase? I think most of you have. And moments ago, I also signed an executive order to dramatically increase production of critical minerals and rare earths. It's a big thing in this country, and as you know, we're also signing agreements in various locations to unlock rare earths and minerals and lots of other things all over the world, but in particular Ukraine. We're doing very well with regard to Ukraine and Russia. And one of the things we are doing is signing a deal very shortly with respect to rare earths with Ukraine, which they have tremendous value in rare earth, and we appreciate that. And we spoke yesterday with, as you know, President Putin and President Zelensky, and we would love to see that come to an end, and I think we're doing pretty well in that regard. So hopefully we could save thousands of people a week from dying. That's what it's all about. They're dying so unnecessarily, and I believe we'll get it done. We'll see what happens, but I believe we'll get it done. Today we take a very historic action that was 45 years in the making. In a few moments, I will sign an executive order to begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education once and for all. And it sounds strange, doesn't it? Department of Education, we're going to eliminate it. And everybody knows it's right. And the Democrats know it's right, and I hope they're going to be voting for it because ultimately it may come before them. But everybody knows it's right, and we have to get our children educated. We're not doing well with the world of education in this country, and we haven't for a long time. And we're pleased to be joined today by the woman who I chose because she's an extraordinary person, and hopefully she will be our last Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon. Linda, thank you. Thank you very much. That's another interesting statement. It's an interesting opening, right? But it's true, and it's been amazing how popular this has been. I tell people that this is what I'm doing today, and they say, oh, it's about time. Everybody says it. Republicans and Democrats have said it. They're all saying it. Also with us are some terrific people. Governors Greg Abbott. Greg, thank you very much. Governor Ron DeSantis, thank you very much, Ron. Mike Braun, congratulations on your victory, Mike. That was a big one. Mike DeWine, thank you very much, Mike. Jeff Landry. Jeff, thank you very much, Jeff. Bill Lee, thank you. Governors, all governors. Brad Little. Brad, thank you very much. Where are you, Brad? Hi, Brad. Jim Pilan, thank you very much, Jim. And Kim Reynolds. These are all people very interested in education. And I even see Dan Patrick over there, my friend Dan Patrick. We're joined also by Representatives Tim Walberg and Virginia Fox, Rick Allen, Michael Rulli, and again, Dan Patrick. Thank you very much, Dan. You've been a great friend of ours. And State Attorneys General Ken Paxton. Ken, I see you there. Andrew Bailey. Andrew, what a job you've done, Andrew. You have some good cases going. You've done a great job. Thank you very much. And co-founder of Moms for Liberty, Tiffany Justice. She's been a hard worker. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. When President Carter created the Federal Education Department in 1979, it was opposed by members of his own cabinet, as well as the American Federation of Teachers, the New York Times editorial board, and the famed Democrat Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan. History has proven them right, absolutely right. After 45 years, the United States spends more money on education by far than any other country, and spends likewise by far more money per pupil than any country, and it's not even close. But yet, we rank near the bottom of the list in terms of success. It's an amazing stat. Those are two stats you don't want. The most money spent per pupil, and you're at the bottom of the list. And that's where we are, like it or not, and we've been there for a long time. 70% of 8th graders are not proficient in either reading, or in math, 70%. 40% of fourth graders lack even basic reading skills, can't read. Students in our public elementary and middle schools score worse in reading today than when the department opened by a lot. In Baltimore, 40% of the high schools have 0 students who can do basic mathematics. Not even the very simplest of mathematics. I said, give me your definition of basic, and they're talking about like adding a few numbers together. Despite these breathtaking failures, the department's discretionary budget has exploded by 600% in a very short period of time, and it employs bureaucrats in buildings all over Washington, D.C. And as a former real estate person, I will tell you, I ride through the streets of Washington and it says Department of Education, Department of Education. I said, how do you fill those buildings? It's crazy what's happened over the years. I'm pleased to report that after offering these federal employees 2 generous buyout options, and they were very generous, and they're good people, but they were very generous. My administration has initiated a reduction in force, and we're already cutting numbers that were really surprising to a lot that we were able to do it so successfully. And we've cut the number of bureaucrats in half. 50% have taken office, which is great. Thank you. Under the action I'm taking today, a small handful of Democrats and others that we have employed for a long time, and there are some Republicans, but not too many, I have to be honest with you. But the department's useful functions, and such as, and they're in charge of them, Pell Grants, Title I funding, resources for children with disabilities and special needs will be preserved, fully preserved. They're all going to be so. If you look at the Pell Grants, it's supposed to be a very good program, Title I funding and resources for children with special disabilities and special needs. They're going to be preserved in full and redistributed to various other agencies and departments that will take very good care of them. And that's very important to Linda, I know, and it's very important to all of us. But beyond these core necessities, my administration will take all lawful steps to shut down the department. We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible. It's doing us no good. We want to return our students to the states where just some of the governors here are so happy about this. They want education to come back to them, to come back to the states, and they're going to do a phenomenal job. You know, if you look, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, I have to tell you, I give them a lot of credit. China's top 10. And so we can't now say that bigness is making it impossible to educate, because China is very big. But you have countries that do a very good job in education. And I really believe, like some of the governors here today, from states that run very, very well, including a big state like Texas, but states that run very well are going to have education that will be as good as Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and those top, Finland, those top countries that do so well with education. I think they'll do every bit as well. And what do you think about that, Governor? Do you agree? I think so. Ron, do you agree? I think so. Florida? Iowa? That's right. I really believe that. They'll be as good as any of them. And then you'll have some laggards, and we'll work with them. And we can all tell you who the laggards will be right now, probably, but let's not get into that. But we'll work with them, and we're going to make them, they'll do a job. I think they'll do a job, and they'll go to sections of the state. For instance, New York, you'll have a Manhattan, and you'll have a Suffolk County, and you'll have Nassau County, and you'll have Westchester County. You'll do 4 or 5 or 6 of them. You have upstate New York, and those counties, I think, are going to do very well. And I think ultimately Manhattan should do very well. But we'll break it down into sections, and I think it'll be really, really good. And they're going to be probably the tougher ones, but I think they have a chance to do really well. But we're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs, and this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do, and it's going to work. Absolutely, it's going to work. And I can tell you from dealing with the governors and others in the state, they want it so badly. They want to take their children back and really teach their children individually. Probably the cost will be half, and the education will be maybe many, many times better. So we look forward to this. I want to just make one little personal statement. Teachers, to me, are among the most important people in this country, and we're going to take care of our teachers. And I don't care if they're in the union or not in the union. That doesn't matter. But we're going to take care of our teachers, and I believe the states will take actually better care of them than they are taken care of right now. They'll work all sorts of systems and even merit systems. Those great teachers are going to be maybe a little bit better rewarded, or maybe that's the way it should be, but the states are going to make that decision. But we're going to love and cherish our teachers along with our children, and they're going to work with the parents, and they're going to work with everybody else, and it's going to be an amazing thing to watch, and it's really going to be something special. And Linda, you're presiding over something that's so important, and you're going to do a fantastic job, just like you have your whole life. I know your whole life I've been watching you. I've been watching you for a long time. She's had nothing but success. So it's tremendous to have you, and hopefully you won't be there too long, but we're going to find something else for you, Linda, okay? So this will conclude what we are talking about with respect to our most cherished group of people, and that's our children. We want to have our children well educated. We want them to love going to school. We have examples of it. Look at those beautiful, bright-eyed faces. They are so smart. They're so smart. And with that, I'm going to come down, and we're going to sign a very important document, and we're going to be on our way. People have wanted to do this for many, many years, for many, many decades. And I don't know, no president ever got around to doing it, but I'm getting around to doing it, so thank you very much.
And there you go. That's the President of the United States moving to get rid of the Department of Education. And you see he's going to go around. Actually, I put it back on. You can see where he's going around to speak with the different students and sign the executive order here with all of them.
I'll take this one out. I had one that was very lucky. I signed another document that turned out to be very good for the country, and I said, let's use that same pen. I don't know, is anybody superstitious? Ron, are you superstitious? Let's use that same pen. Okay.
The kids with their signatures.
Can you come up just to say?
I love that that little girl just drew a flag. That's adorable.
Big factor here.
Oh, I don't know what the other kid wrote. See if we can't zoom in on that afterwards. The one kid's writing an entire amendment.
Thank you, everybody, very much. Good luck. We'll see you.
All right, there you have it. And then the president goes around shaking some hands, kissing babies. He was supposed to use a crayon to sign it. To the prairies, to the ocean, wide with foam. All right, well, there you have it. So that's it. That's the executive order, and we'll see what happens from here and how long it takes. That was the footage from the White House. I do want to go back, though, and see what that one kid wrote. Hold on. We just paused it there. I want to see if I can actually see what it is. Hold on. Okay, there it is. Hold on. We're going to zoom in on it just to see if we can make it out. Okay, so this is it. Here, let's go back to the share box. I want to take off the that part there. All right, so can you guys make out what that says? I'll zoom in a little bit more. See if you can make it out. I can't. I don't think it's... I'm going to see if I can get another frame. Just because that's more than a signature, right? I mean, that looks like that's the amendment that Bruce Camacho was talking about that kid wrote. I don't know what he wrote on there, but I want to find out. I think America wants to find out. We need to find out what that kid wrote on there. I'm slowly going through. Here, let me pull up. I'm going to try to pause it at another spot as he's drawing. That kid was writing for a while, and I'm watching it from a really sharp angle. I can't see it there at all, but he's looking around. He's looking over his shoulder. The last letter was a T. Come on, kid, get that in frame. It was so close. Ah, somebody stuck their phone right in the way. Yeah, I'm showing. Oh, yeah. See, like that guy stuck his phone like right in the way. What were you thinking? Hold on, let's see. Ooh, does that say Wi-Fi? Oh, no way. Is that bottom word Wi-Fi? Oh my God, that would be great if he was asking something about like we need Wi-Fi. I don't know, but if that kid was if he was using that to reset or to get the password for the Wi-Fi, that would be the absolute best. All right, hold on, let's go back. All right, that's the kid who drew the flag. I'm gonna try to pause it again. See, it's like just out of the frame, right? Hold on, where's the share? This is the important things that the world needs to know right now. Where's the share? We're gonna pull this part over. You can see like right there, like that's, okay, maybe it doesn't say Wi-Fi, but it certainly does. Hold on, it looks like it. Let's see, come on. Oh, that phone in the way. Let's go back. Okay, that's about as close as we're going to be able to get before that phone comes in there. White House free Wi-Fi. I mean, like, wouldn't that be great if that's really what it is? Let's see if I get zoom it in even tighter. Yeah, that's not helping anything right there. That's not helping. And in the, but here you can see the girl clearly drew the flag. That's the one who's right next to him. That's cute. All right, so going back over, this is where the phone's going to come in. Yep, right there. Thanks. Great timing, Chief. Is that any better? Can you guys see anything better on that one? I can't. Even pulling, I'm leaning back from the screen now, and it's something. And I know that last, in the first row, right here, that's a letter T at the end, because I saw him with his, when he was writing it, he crossed it, even if it doesn't look on there right there. But I wonder if that's, it looked clear while it was moving there for a second. And like, heard you have Wi-Fi? No. Ooh, wait a minute. So looking at that zoom that you guys have doesn't look good, but it looks a lot better now. I'm going to try holding up my phone to the screen just to see. Hold on, I'm just going to do a photo. If it does look a little bit clearer. No, sometimes it's something. Anyway, I wonder if that's like all the rage on the internet now. Ooh, how about that one? It looks like it starts with the letter M, right? All right. How about there? No. Check if that phone caught it. Oh, yeah, but that phone was way out of focus. I tried. But these are the important things that the world, just here for the Wi-Fi. Bruce, that's great. That would be funny if they were actually giving out the Wi-Fi for it. But that's a... Oh, man, I'll let it go again. Let's just see. Gets any clearer? No, but the kid's really trying to get that message out. No? I mean, it could very well really be that kid's name, but come on, it's got to be something more fun. Nope. And then there's that kid. All right, well, there we go. Oh, hold on, let me go back to this share. Only because I want to, it looked a little awkward. Come here. There we go. All right, well, this is clearly not working out as easy as I had hoped. But there's this weird moment where he kind of gave the lady a little kiss on the head that did not look... It looked like he didn't do the hair smelling thing from the previous administration. But it was... it did look awkward, didn't it? Hold on, I got to resize the frame so we're not all jacked up on here. All right, hold on. Where is it? Right before that. Here it is. That awkward thing. I'm just going to kiss you on top of the head. And she's like, oh, well, that happened. All right. Secret Service going to tackle that kid if they found out. If they found out that the kid just gave out the Wi-Fi password. I'm curious now if we go online, is anybody else interested in covering that? Is the world's attention... Here, I'm going to Google this. What did that kid write at the White House? And just to see if it comes up. No. So there's nothing else that's in there. So so much for that. All right. Well, guys, I guess that's going to do it for us today. I think we hit it all, and it was a lot of fun. Start, help. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. But it's been a fun one. I had a great time, and we had great guests, and it was a lot of fun interacting with you guys today. Thanks for tuning in today and every day. Now, here's the thing. We had, you saw that the festival, the summit is going to be on Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, that's where we're going to be instead of doing our show. So we're not going to have a show on Tuesday unless I do a real quick one with my phone while we're there at the multipurpose center. So no show on Tuesday. I'll probably be here Monday morning, even though it's Covenant Day, to do a regular show. So, but Tuesday we're going to be at the Commonwealth, the CNMI Women's Association Summit, Women's Summit. That's going to be just down the street. So, man, that was a lot of fun. You guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. You earned it. And we'll see you again next week. So take care, everybody. Have a great one.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we got to discuss. Happy day, Tirawamian greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views, it's always so much fun. Oh. Good morning, Marianas.
PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.